Hello everyone. Now, before we start the reading, I'm sure some of you are wondering why it is that I am dressed in military design with war paints. Well, my friends, it's because I'm dressed as any soldier would be dressed for war. Some of you may not be aware, but there is a spiritual war going on as we speak. I've heard a few different spiritual soldiers speak out about the final battle that is occurring this month in January. So I would like to talk to you a little bit about that in my intro videos this month. The final battle, I like to think of it as a video game. And like any final battle or any video game, you spend the entire series prepping and getting ready for this kind of boss character, this kind of final boss at the end. You know, we all have these kind of things in our life. It's these things that we get ready to fight. These things that have become a major battle for us. We all have things that we would like to overcome. We all have things that we're fighting for. We all have things that we're battling. And now these can be emotional wars. These can be spiritual wars. These can be mental wars, and they can very much be physical wars. But the one that I'm speaking about is more so a spiritual and emotional war, which in my opinion is even more serious and could be possibly even more bloody than the wars we've experienced in this physical realm. So, my friends, I've come to you with war paints. Well, my my I don't even know the word. That's how serious I am. I just can't even think of the word right now. This is my interpretation of war paints, because I wanted to visually express to you guys how serious this war is for us. This final battle that's taking place on this in a couple of days with the new moon in Capricorn. Now, for those of you who are a little confused still and who aren't really understanding, Capricorn is the 10th house, and in the 10th house, there you could find the legacy, you could find the government, you find the authority figures of power in our world. And with that being said, you can also find corruption. And I believe that has everything to do with the wars that we're going to be fighting the end of January. These are wars that we spent all of 2016 and 17 and 18 preparing for. And I strongly advise that you guys creatively and mentally and spiritually get ready for the wars that will be fought on the new moon in Capricorn. And I wanted to do the beginning of my videos this way because I know that on different levels we are all fighting different wars in our life. For some of us, we are fighting wars against ourselves. Others of us are fighting wars against our twin flame. Some of us are fighting wars against our shadow self. And as I mentioned, this war, you know, it took years and years and years for us to prepare for it. So needless to say, this final battle, this final boss is pretty gnarly. And we're going to need our entire mind, our entire body, our entire soul and spirit with us all together. It's very important that we face our fears and that we face what's up against us, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for all of us. But nonetheless, this new moon in Capricorn on the 15th is really going to reveal the true character of all of us. It's going to be nearly impossible to hide the true character of you, because that's what Capricorn is all about. Capricorn is about the true integrity that lies within a person, and for that matter, the true integrity that doesn't lie in some people. Nevertheless, it will be revealed. This is a very serious month. This is a very serious time. The moon and the sun have not had a chance to be together in Capricorn in a year. And now we have finally reached that point, guys. And as you all may know, Capricorn is a very serious and responsible energy. So this is all about rising above these mountains. These mountains that we climb. Mental mountains, emotional mountains, spiritual mountains, physical mountains. We all have mountains. We all have obstacles. And that's what Capricorn's about. Capricorn is about perseverance and pushing through the obstacles, right? Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about what restricts us, what places boundaries on us. And I myself, as a Capricorn rising, have been recruited for this war for a very long time. Anyone with Capricorn energy, and let me tell you, we all have Capricorn energy somewhere. For those of you who have Capricorn in the 3rd house, you are being recruited to speak out with integrity. For those of you who have a Capricorn North Node, it is your destiny to fight. For those of you who are Capricorns, you are aware of this war going on. Capricorn Moon, you can feel this war. So wherever your Capricorn energy may be, that's where your integrity lies. That's where your character lies. For me, it's my spirit. And I just wanted to come to you guys today and utilize that Capricorn spirit that I have. So, like all my other videos, I do want to go over a little bit of the astrology, and I want to go over what you can look forward to in my readings this month. Very intense messages this month, guys. I'm going to try to still remain my positive Pisces creative self, obviously. This is me being creative in a more serious way. But yeah, you know, my readings are going to be pretty serious this month. And I mentioned mountains. I'm actually going to be doing a mountain spread. And this is just something that I creatively thought of, and you'll see in your video. So if you would like to continue watching, what you're going to be seeing and what I'm going to be giving you as a message is, I want to reveal to you the mountains of 2018. Possibly the mountains that you've been climbing for years. I want to reveal to you your obstacle. And for some of us, the war that we're fighting is going to be fought with our very own mountains. I don't want you to be afraid. Like, some of you may really get in physical fights, but you know, I'm disappointed if that's true, because it isn't the physical aspect that matters now. It's the spiritual aspect. What are you willing to spiritually fight for? Where does your spiritual integrity lie? Who is your spiritual character? Physical fights, you know, anybody can physically fight, but can you like fight on a soul level? That's what this is about, my friends. So Pisces Priestess is going to show you your final boss in mountain form, because this is Capricorn season. And yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So since Capricorn is the 10th house, I'm going to be using 10 cards to show you what your greatest obstacle is. And I hope you're following me here. I hope this makes sense, and I trust that this will make sense to those who it's supposed to make sense to. So also, on a lighter note, I have 2 special giveaways. Aries being one, and to be honest with you, I forgot to look at my YouTube to see who my second winner is. But Aries, shout out to you. You guys had over 1,000 views. And Aquarius, you guys had over 1,000 views on my last video last month. But Aries made it very soon. I'm very happy about that, because I spoke out last month about, you know, I didn't really have many Aries viewers. And apparently the universe heard me, and a lot of Aries have followed me, and they're giving me a lot of good feedback, and I really appreciate that. So Aries, stay tuned. You will be getting a special giveaway in your reading. I will be using a new deck that I received for a gift. I have not came out and shown anyone this deck yet. I will be doing a whole entire new video of its own, revealing this deck to you. That's going to be something fun, so be on the lookout for that video later on in the month, closer towards the end. And don't worry, everybody else, as a token of my gratitude for all of you, I have made it past 500 followers. And back in the beginning of my journey, when I thought of this YouTube channel, back when I had 12 followers, you know, which still meant the world to me. I never knew, it's not about the followers to me, it's about the message. And, you know, I told myself from day one, when you know, 500 is half of 1,000. Oh man, when I get 1,000 followers, you guys, oh wow, well, I will get creative about how I repay you all for that. I'm talking free readings, extra readings that I upload to YouTube, you name it. I'll be doing, because this matters so much to me, and I hope you can feel that in my readings. So thank you all so much for helping me with my battle. Part of my battle, you know, is being Pisces priestess, and I fight spiritual battles every day. I fight emotional battles with my own light and dark every day. You know, I am enlightened, and part of being a light worker and part of being on this enlightened journey is people think that you're perfect when you're enlightened and when you can do these kind of things, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. When I chose to be an enlightened individual, I chose to wear my darkness and I chose to wear my light so that I could speak out as an advocate for others who are struggling with their light and their dark. So I truly thank you from the bottom of my serious heart right now for each and every one of you who have followed and subscribed to my channel. I have 600 followers now, so as a token of my gratitude, I will be pulling an extra card for everyone. And it is Capricorn season, which is a little bit more of a mysterious season. So I will be pulling an extra card to reveal a secret to you from the House of Knights, which I think will be very helpful for the readings. So do look out for that, guys. And as I said, Aries and one other lucky sign, and I guess everyone's just gonna have to watch. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I did not check, and I was so eager to start these videos. I didn't check who liked my videos. But Aries, you hands down, you won every month I give a special reward to whatever sign likes my videos the most and views my videos the most. And Aries, you won the view part. Now, as far as whoever liked my videos the most, I'll have to check, and I will be honest. I'll just check and see what number is the greatest. And so do look out for that. So another lucky sign, and it's going to be a surprise to me too. Might be Pisces, I don't know. But do look out for that, guys. So let's jump into the astrology, and then we will get going with your January readings. So prepare to understand your own mental mountains and spiritual mountains. This is going to be literally a mountain with 10 cards. So I'm very excited. So guys, you know, the astrology part. I have it on my phone this month. We started the month off, well, this is also January, so happy January, you guys. Happy 2018. We started it off immediately. I thought it was very significant that we started the month and year off with a Cancer full moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is the blue moon, right? You know that saying that people say, they say, oh, once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, this will happen. Well, it did happen in the beginning of this month, and it was very, very intense. You know, the moon was at home, Saturn was at home, and this opposition between between Cancer and Capricorn was very much felt. I believe all of us are collectively in a different cycle. So we had that full moon in Cancer on the 1st. Another very interesting thing, you guys, is that a lot of these months in January up until April, we have two moons. Usually we only have one full moon, but the way that time has lined up, and yes, it can be explained. It can be explained in a logical way. February only has 28 days, but I believe that this is an energetic thing. This is energetically designed. This is divine. This is meant to be. We have 2 moons in January. We have 2 full moons in February and March, and in April the moons finally get back on track. So very exciting, very intense energy, right? I'm sure you all can feel it. So we started the month off full moon in Cancer. January 2nd, Uranus went direct in Aries. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so Aquarius. Maybe you guys have felt a little bit more of a relief. I know when Neptune went direct, I felt very forward-minded. I felt I could move forward spiritually. So congratulations, Aquarius. Your ruling planet is finally direct. All the planets are direct right now, guys. This is a huge green light for the universe, for us to go, fight your battles, persevere, move forward, keep going, don't give up. All the things that we wanted to do, we can do them. The planets are rooting for us. So yes, we had Uranus go direct right after the full moon. On January 11th, Mercury entered Capricorn. We have a Capricorn stellium right now, you guys. There are so many planets in Capricorn. We have the moon in Capricorn. Mercury is now in Capricorn. The sun is in Capricorn. Venus has entered Capricorn. Venus entered Capricorn, I believe, the end of last month. We also have Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a super stellium. So much. No wonder my Capricorn rising wanted to dress in army war material, war paint. This is very much a war. And we need to rise up as soldiers against anything that stands in the way between us and our own success. We have a new moon in Capricorn tomorrow. And I wanted to get these videos uploaded before the new moon so that you could have your January messages. I always try to get my videos uploaded before the new moon. So we have a very, very intense new moon in Capricorn where and I think I'm going to do a whole new video. I'm going to do a whole video on the new moon, you guys, so that we can get these messages out clear. So do look out for that. I told you I would be coming out with a lot more videos. January 17th, Venus enters Aquarius. So right after that new moon, isn't it interesting how we have this intense energy? This is going to ground us, and like I said, we'll talk about the new moon in my new moon in Capricorn videos. I'm going to record those in the next few days as well. Venus enters Aquarius January 17th. The sun enters Aquarius on the 19th. Few days. We are rocking and rolling, guys. We are moving on strong. January 26th, Mars moves into Sagittarius. We'll talk more about that in the Sagittarius video, guys. And then, at the end of this month, we end this month with a gnarly full moon total lunar eclipse in Leo. Okay? We had an eclipse in Leo back in August, so this energy is coming back around, you guys. And then, right after that, on the same day, end of the month, January 31st, we end the month with Mercury entering the alien realm of Aquarius. I'm not sure if you guys know how intense this is. I'm not sure if you know the meaning. And for those of you who don't, Pisces Priestess is going to be here to interpret these things creatively in my thorough way that I usually do in my videos. A lot of stuff, guys, a lot of stuff going on. And obviously there are a lot of different battles, even our own country. I do believe that this is the dawning of a change. I do believe that, and I'm not trying to be Oprah here, Oprah's an Aquarius, but she's right. There is change on the horizon. And I declare, and I see, and I feel that there will be, so over the next 6 months, we will see the beginning of changes in our government. We will see the beginning of changes in our police force. We will see the beginning of changes in the laws of this land. That is what the 10th house is about, and we have the moon and the sun here, you guys. So change is on the way, grounded change. New moons are all about the beginning of things, planting the seeds for the future. So the next 6 months, you guys, it won't be only us who are changing, but our world is changing as well. And when the world changes, we change. And when we change, the world changes. We're all changing together. But before that change can take place, we have to fight for change. Like all of the great historical figures of this country have said before. So guys, welcome to your January videos. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new calling. Welcome to the battle. And let's do it together. I do hope that these videos are helpful this month. And I do hope that they are relatable. And I'm really excited to relay these messages to you. So I hope you enjoy your metaphorical mountains. See you in a little bit, guys, in your other videos. Hey Libra, welcome to your January video. I think I covered pretty much all of the astrology in my intro video, so I do want to just get started with your reading. But there's, a few things worth mentioning, I suppose. Especially that you're rolling, ooh, 10 of Cups, Libra. Oh, we've got some completions for you, Libra. We have the 10 of Wands coming out and the 10 of Cups. So, for some of you, this may be a message, some sort of burden at home. I'm just seeing that for some of you. Because we see this 10 of Wands here with this man carrying this big bundle here. But this could also be a completed passion or some sort of completion going on with the emotions, because we have 2 10 cards coming out. And we also have that with the Ace of Pentacles here and the 5 of Wands. So we have 2 Wand cards. And then we have some mental anxiety here as well, Libra. So I feel that some of you may be having mental anxiety and maybe possibly some... this isn't necessarily an argument card. It's more so energies going in opposite directions. And it's almost like, well, it'll turn into an argument. I'll let you take a closer look here. This is not necessarily an argument, but when energies are going in all opposite directions, someone's bound to collide soon, but no one's really colliding in this picture yet. But I do feel that maybe you have some mental anxiety about finances in the home life. Possibly you're carrying all the weight financially in a home, because I feel that these messages go together. And we do have the 5 of Wands, which is half of the 10 of Wands. So this 5 of Wands is kind of half of this 10 here. So some of you may be, feeling that your energy is scattered and all over the place in the home or in finances. And you may be having some sort of insomnia, mental anxiety about that. This lady is having trouble sleeping at night. There's something on her mind. This is a mental energy, and this is a 9, so it's almost a 10. So you're really having some mental anxiety about some finances, and I'm seeing that it's due to some sort of need to complete something, because this is almost the 10 of Swords. So I'd rather see the 10 of Swords here than the 9 of Swords, because the 10 of Swords, it would be a completion of mental pain. So Libra, I didn't even get a chance to tell you before Spirit reached out to you with these messages, but this is all about your final battle. And the number 9 is symbolic for a final battle, because number 9 is so close to number 10. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles here, which is technically a number 1. So I know it's not an Ace of Swords, but it lets me know that you're very close to completing some sort of financial journey. So that's interesting there. And we have these cards come out like this. So I do see that someone may be, it might not be you, Libra, it could be someone in your life, but there's some sort of there's a heaviness being carried in the home life, and you just possibly want happiness and emotional completions and a happy family life, a happy home, happy family, happy wife, happy life. But there's some sort of overburden here. This is definitely a burden card, because he's doing a lot of work there on his own for this kind of emotional completion. But he should definitely be getting some sort of help when you see this family here. So that's going to be different for all of you, Libra, but I do see that these messages came out for you. So if you're a Libra experiencing some sort of financial anxiety, possibly your finances are scattered all over the place. But this is the Ace of Pentacles, so this is a new beginning financially. You could be, all over the place because you're in your head, and you are an air sign, Libra, a sword card. You could be in your head a lot and all over the place. I see that you're very mentally scattered, and that's causing you some anxiety at night. So yeah, all right. So maybe I won't shuffle and talk to you, just so that we can focus. And then I just split the deck to the Eight of Swords. Okay, and I do feel that that was for you, Libra. So you are feeling very mentally trapped, just like Virgo. Virgo is feeling very mentally trapped as well. Could be distracted, Libra. I'm just kind of shuffling here just a little. And there's a strong need for teamwork for you. And we have the Star card. I guess we'll leave this energy here because this is an air energy. And we are approaching Aquarius season very soon. So Libra, as far as the astrology, your ruling planet Venus is in your fourth house right now. It's been in your fourth house for quite some time, and it's going to be there until the end of January. So it's interesting that the Ten of Cups would come up, and there was a lot of anxiety related to the, burden, the Ten of Wands with the Ten of Cups. But that is an emotional completion and a passionate completion. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about where the energies are lying for you on your chart. So Libra, we had a Cancer full moon on January 1st, and that is your 11th house. Because Capricorn, no, I'm sorry, Capricorn is your 4th house, and that would mean Cancer is your 10th house. Yes, yes. For Libra, you're the opposite. I forgot. Usually Cancer is the 4th house, and Capricorn's the 10th house. But you are very unique, Libra, because you're opposite Aries. So Aries, you're everything that Aries is opposite of. And so that means Capricorn is actually your 10th house, and Cancer is that means Capricorn is your 4th house, and Cancer is your 10th house. So what I'm trying to say is that we had a full moon right at the beginning of the year in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it was very potent. It was called the blue moon. So I do believe that there was some sort of, the beginning, I would say, of endings, and this is your 10th house of career and legacy. So these energies are very strong this month anyways, because it's all about legacy with Capricorn and all about the emotional foundation with Cancer. For you, it's just opposite though. Your emotional foundation is ruled by grounded, serious, earthy Capricorn. And so I do see that there's a need for you to feel grounded, especially that lovely Venus who rules you is in your 4th home. Venus is in Capricorn, and that's your 4th house. So, that might be bringing the love and the feels and the attraction and beauty to your emotional foundation. You could be feeling the feels a little bit more, Libra. So no wonder that Ten of Cups came out, because you are wanting to experience happiness in the home, but you are also a little bit burdened. So that is definitely Saturn there. Saturn is in your 4th house. So a lot of responsibility at the home, Libra. Maybe financial, especially with that Ace of Cups. the Ace of Pentacles that came out. So right away your reading is making sense. That little message that came out for you there. And I was thinking before your video, anything interesting happening with Libra, and other than Venus being in Capricorn, but don't worry, Venus is entering Aquarius, your 5th house, which is a much more fun energy. That's the pleasure house. So that's something to look forward to at the end, literally the end of the month. January 31st, Venus is going to enter. Actually, no, I think Venus is entering Aquarius tomorrow. And at the end of the month, Mercury, because we have a lot of energy in your 4th house, Libra. A lot of energy in your 4th house. We have a stellium there. So Pluto's been in your 4th house of home and emotion. The sun and the moon are there, and there's a new moon tonight. Saturn is there. Mercury is there. Venus is there. So we have about 5 or 6 planets in Capricorn, and that's a super stellium. A lot of energy just beaming down from your 4th house of emotional stability. And we're going to have a new moon there today. And in your 10th house, there was a full moon in January. So I feel that maybe there may have been some talk of changes in the career at the first of the month, at the beginning. And every full moon and new moon, what happens between a full moon and a new moon, the energy, it kind of shifts and it takes place. So some of you may have been thinking about certain completions with your legacy and your career and your long-term goals. Anything long-term goal related, you could have been thinking about that January 1st, coming into the new year. we all were, We all were thinking, but especially you, Libra, because this is your 10th house. See, Cancer is my 5th house. And for you, it is your 10th house. So that's a different energy for Pisces and Libra. For Libra, that is definitely, you would definitely had career and certain long-term goals on your mind. And now that the moon has went from full in Cancer to new in Capricorn, it might be a good time to think of what it is that you would like to change long-term about your emotional foundation and your home. You might want to be thinking about those long-term home goals. Because, you know, Capricorn is a very grounded energy, and, you know, you really want to make sure your home is grounded, especially those finances. But okay, Libra, we're going to be giving you a 10 card reading, and we're going to have what looks like a mountain afterwards. So everything that's an obstacle to you, that's what I would like to talk to you about this month. So this is for Libra. So let's see here. What Libra is. Oh, yeah. Well, this is coming out for a lot of people, Libra. You're an archangel. The devil was an archangel, you know. So these archangel energies are very much coming out. And, you know, I was saying that there's a lot of Capricorn energy right now. So I definitely am not surprised to see this. This came out for Aries as well, your opposite sign. And I do believe that it came out for, this is the Page of Cups, coming right up after that. Very interesting. So I do see that the devil is making his way into the reading, and this is the final boss battle. You know, Capricorn has everything to do with bosses and things like that. The World card is coming out, Libra. I'm going to get your whole reading so that I'm not distracted. Plus, I need to see the whole picture. Oh, yeah, those were definitely meant to come out. All right. So we have the Death card, transformation, and then we have that 10 of Cups. So there is a transformation at home coming, Libra. Then we have the 10 of Cups. We did have a few more cards coming out, and I want to show you these, but I'm not quite sure if these belong in your readings because it didn't exactly fall out. But this is a message for you, and if it is meant for you, Libra, then it will come back out. But we have the 10 of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So look at those new beginnings. This is a new beginning mentally for you, and how perfect for these energies to come out together. I know the 10 of Swords is pretty gnarly, right? This is, remember I told you I would rather see the 10 of Swords than the 9 of Swords. So it looked like maybe that message in the beginning was for someone, maybe something that you experienced at the beginning or maybe the first couple of weeks of January. But this message now is coming out as the 10. So whatever you were getting up at night for and staying up at night, couldn't sleep, mental anxiety, that energy is completing soon. That darkness is, you know, you can see that it's becoming lesser and lesser dark as we go down, and then there's the light here. And there is, you know, a lot of pain here. This may be mental, Libra, but the 10 of Swords is a very painful card. You could be feeling this mentally or physically, spiritually. And it's coming out with the Ace of Swords, though. So you do have this sort of new mental beginning after you've, you know, we're all completing things right now, Libra. And it looks as if you have a new passionate beginning and a new mental beginning. And that's beautiful to see after, you know, some sort of painful experience, perhaps mentally with you, because you are an air sign. But, you know, Libra, that doesn't mean that you can't go through emotional or spiritual pain as well. So whatever this 10 of Swords means to you, I do want you to keep a lookout here for these new beginnings that the universe is giving you. You have 2 Ace cards that came out as well. That's very, very beautiful. New beginnings mentally. And we do have the Moon card here at the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, and my deck is opening to the Strength card as well. So we have the Sun and the Moon coming out. And this may be some sort of hidden pain. So it very much may be emotional pain. A Pisces or a Cancer is coming out for some of you. So that was very interesting there, but I don't know. If those cards are meant to come out, Spirit, let's have them come out again, but I'm just going to follow my intuition. They were kind of upside down, so, you know, and I want to make sure that these are very much, wow, look at that, Libra. The 10 of Swords was meant for you. We have 2 10 cards again. You have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups, and now you have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. And then we have your card. This is the Libra and Taurus card. So let's see here. All right, let's continue up the mountain. Very, very interesting reading, Libra. We're going to have to figure this out together. You're the first reading that I'm doing of the day, so you're kind of my starting energy here. All right, we have the Taurus card. So, and this is also, you know, a teaching card, a card of tradition. So, let's see here. Like I said, I'm going to get your entire reading and try not to pause too much through it because this is a very important mountain that you're going to be climbing, Libra. Let's get one more card. Okay, now we have the Virgo card coming out, the Hermit card. So there may be some sort of self-teaching going on here because the Virgo card is symbolic for isolation and inner, like, reflection on the inner light. Interesting reading, Libra. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I wouldn't expect much different. And we have the Star card at the top. This is the top of your mountain, Libra. That star right there. And at the bottom of the deck, we have a very slow-moving energy, the Knight of Pentacles. Let's see what's under the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Cups. So it could be even slow-moving emotional change. That could be your 10th house there. Maybe very slow finances right now. Because I do feel for Libra, there's a slight anxiety with finances. But that's not coming up in your reading. That came up in the message before. So here's your mountain, Libra. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece by piece and talk about the foundation of your mountain, which is these 4 cards right down here. In the energy, this is all about your final boss, Libra. If you guys didn't watch the intro video, this mountain is we're all, with this new moon in Capricorn tonight, there's certain battles. You know, the moon and the sun have not got a chance to be in Capricorn in a year. So, you know, this is a new year, this is new energy, and it's time to complete a certain chapter. And just like any video game or any story, you know, you spend it kind of getting ready and prepared to fight this, you know, this final boss or this kind of big bad boss or something like that. Your main opposer. Your main, you know, it's not like a villain, but it's whatever you're up against. And we have this first card coming out for you, Libra, and it's the Devil card. I'm not sure how you guys feel about this card. I've been reading tarot for some time now, so I've been able to, and I have a Capricorn rising, so this card is just a part of who I am, honestly. To me, this card is a subconscious card. This is, you know, it can symbolize codependency in certain relationships because we see the 2 people down here, they're chained together, they're growing horns, just like this kind of manipulative figure in between here. I mean, it doesn't have necessarily a positive vibe, would you say, Libra? It's rather dark subconscious energy. So I feel that the final battle for you and a part of this mountain is going to start in the subconscious. You may have certain dark corners in your subconscious. You may even feel chained inside your mind. And I did see that you had the 10 of Swords here, and you had the 9 of Swords as well coming out in the beginning. So for you, of course, Libra, since you're an air sign and you're a cardinal air sign, the cardinal signs, you know, Saturn is in Capricorn. When Saturn was in Sagittarius last month, and for the last 3 years, I should say, all of the mutable signs were experiencing some sort of karmic anguish. You know, it was very, very tight chains, I want to say. And now that the Saturn is at home in Capricorn, in your 4th house of emotional stability, now Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, you guys are all called to some sort of karmic job or some sort of karmic purpose, and that could be a lot of pressure. For Libra, that pressure would most likely manifest in the mental, and the subconscious is a part of the mental. So I see these swords, I see the 9 of Swords that came out for you, and I feel that this Devil is, for the majority of you, it represents your subconscious, being chained in your subconscious, you know, not being able to break free from a mental prison. That's exactly what the Devil card symbolizes. The Devil card, well, it is a Capricorn card. Some of you may be going through some sort of energy with a Capricorn. Some of you may have a challenging Capricorn in your life. I'm not sure. But this is definitely an archangel energy. It's a chained energy. This could be certain addictions. Addictions are subconscious, you know, and they are very mental as well and emotional. But this is, you have to break free from this from your mind. Because if you take a closer look at the chains, they're actually not that tight around their necks. They could easily lift the chains off of their neck, but they're being manipulated to stay in this dark place. So I'm not sure if that's metaphorical to you, Libra, but you can definitely break free from these chains, especially because you have the Ace of Swords that came out for you as well. So let's take a look here at what this could mean for Libra. Definitely feel that some of you are feeling chained to some sort of dark energy, some sort of dark entity in your life. There may be some manipulation going on. So your battle and your mountain is being climbed. You have to climb this mountain of manipulation in order to get to the top of your dreams and of your hopes and wishes. But it's starting out here with some sort of hold that something has on you. And I believe that this will make more sense as we go. So we do have the devil there for you, that Capricorn energy. And since Capricorn is your fourth house, it could very much have to do with your emotions, Libra. You are an air sign. And I always tell the air signs, a lot of air energy. Air signs and earth signs, they can struggle a bit with emotion. And it's interesting that we had the devil card come out. And it's kind of like Spirit was trying to show me that it's coming out because of the emotion. Because then we have a cup card right after it. So it's like this devil, there may be certain conversations taking place with, to me this might mean arguments, because the Page of Cups is a conversation, and it's new love as well. So, well, to finish my thought about the conversation, because I always see this as some sort of emotional conversation. So you may be having, this mountain of yours may be climbed. The way to climb this mountain, you may have to tap into some of those darker emotions, Libra, that you have left very much in a dark room in your mind. We all have that dark corner of our mind, right, that we don't even visit, let alone, we call it the basement of our mental. We have an attic and we have a basement of our mind. And then we have the living room. We let people see that part, but people don't often visit the basement and the attic of your home, not on a regular visit. So we have those places in our mind as our mental space, So in the basement of your mind, Libra, in the attic, whatever, there are some dark things that you put them there over the years. We all have this as humans. Well, you may need to come out emotionally about that. It's time to fight this final boss. And for you, it's mental. For you, it's what lies within. It's the subconscious, the dark subconscious. And you're all about balance, Libra. So you really want to balance these dark and these light emotions and these dark emotions. And it's interesting because some Libras don't really like to deal with emotion at all. It's not just the dark emotion they hide, but they hide even the positive emotion as well, because you're more so about intellect. You're more so about, action through the mind. So you want to apply that, because you're a cardinal air sign, so you can apply that cardinal air action, that cardinal mental action to this kind of dark subconscious, and you're going to need to come out and talk to some sort of emotional figure about the darkness that you've experienced for however long. For some of you, I see that you've been in these chains mentally for a very long time. And sometimes we can get so used to a dark area that it just becomes part of us subconsciously, and we just learn to live with it. Isn't that sad? Isn't that kind of interesting? That we can actually befriend our own demons, and they're a part of us. So it's perfectly okay to conversate about that, perhaps to a certain Pisces or a Scorpio or a Cancer, or someone who's just emotional, because we have the cup card here. So it's interesting that we have the devil and the Page of Cups. So there's some sort of new beginning emotionally. Maybe this devil symbolizes a dark place that you were in, and the Page of Cups symbolizes a new beginning emotionally. When you start seeing these dark emotions differently, you're definitely going to have to handle this in a more emotional way, perhaps emotionally, intellectually, if you're not so comfortable with emotions. Because, Libra, this darkness that I'm sure all of you at some level or another are experiencing, or it wouldn't have come out, right? But I do see you balancing that out rather quickly. We have an earth energy, cardinal earth, and then a new beginning with emotion. And, it's interesting because Capricorn is your fourth house of emotion. So I feel that that's exactly what this means for you, Libra, is that Capricorn is your fourth house of emotional stability. So it's like you need to be grounded emotionally, and I don't know if many people know that about Libra, but I'm just judging based off of the zodiac wheel. Wherever your fourth house is, that's where your emotions are. Like my fourth house is Gemini. So I definitely need to communicate about my emotions, the light and the dark, because Gemini is an air sign. For you, Libra, your fourth house is Capricorn, so you need to be grounded. You need to have serious control over your emotion. That's probably why Libra, they're very foreign with emotions sometimes, but I know that you guys do feel. It's kind of difficult for you guys because, your fourth house of emotion is occupied by a rather serious and controlling energy. And there's a lot of that energy in the sky right now. with that stellium there. But I do see, you handling those dark emotions. You finally, maybe someone new comes into your life, or some sort of, maybe the newness is with you, because the Page of Cups, any page is a new beginning. So that's very interesting. And there are no Pentacle cards, except for at the bottom of your deck, if you want to count that. But in your actual reading, there is no Pentacle cards. So I do very much sense that there's some sort of financial burden for you, Libra. And that perhaps that's where the darkness is coming from. But we're going to move on here, and we'll definitely come back to that. The whole reading is going to kind of tie together. So the next card we have is the World card. So this is a card of harmony and good luck and balance, especially for you, Libra. It would symbolize balance. And I see this as your actual world, And there also may be a Libra, Aquarius, a Taurus, and a Scorpio in your life, if any of those signs ring a bell to you. We definitely have Aquarius and Taurus and Virgo, another Taurus, and even a Libra and a Capricorn and a Scorpio. So we do have an opposite energy in your chart. We have Scorpio down here, the Death card, and then we have the Hierophant up here. And then we have Aquarius. So there are we have Aquarius and Capricorn in your reading, and they're opposites because they both are ruled by Saturn. And that is very interesting, Libra. So for this World card, I'm not sure if you have some sort of fixed sign, because in the corners we have Leo and Taurus and Scorpio and Aquarius up there. But for those of you who aren't relating to those energies, that just means that this is the four corners. And it's interesting that each of these fixed stars, each of these fixed signs symbolize an archangel. So I'm not sure if all you Libras know. Maybe some of you are new to my channel. But Libra is an archangel. They are right next to Virgo. And I do see that there's I do see a lot of angels and archangels in your reading. And I think that the heavenly realms, and you guys are archangels in the physical realm. Virgos are angels in the physical realm. But that means something. That means that you guys represent the angels in heaven, and you represent the archangels in heaven. So I see that there's some sort of shift or something going on with the world. And of course there is, because we are coming up on new times. Saturn is in Capricorn. So for you, Libra, I do feel that this is symbolic for your world. And I do think that this is you right here in the middle, wrapped in your own spirituality and intuition, just trying to make sense of all that's surrounding you, I mean, I do think that your world is really changing. And your mountain you're climbing a mountain that has everything to do with your personal world. And the woman is, and this is for males and females, but the woman is naked in the middle there. She's surrounded by a certain celebratory energy, if you can see that here, this kind of wreath. So you want to celebrate the change happening in your life, Libra. That's a positive way to handle this mountain of change, because I do see your world is shifting. And this is right after you conversate here about the darkness that you've fought. I mean, as an archangel, I know angels are relatively quiet. You guys aren't used to speaking out about the otherworldly knowledge that you have. But this is different, Libra, and it may have a lot to do with the obstacles that you're facing now. You may need to contact a loyal friend of yours. Maybe you're going to meet a new lover or a new friend that is actually on your level, where you can communicate with them about the darkness that you're aware of. Because up until now, it's just been, you've just been hiding it and keeping it restrained. You've been keeping these kind of darker knowledge about things restrained in your mind. And that's why, it appears that it's chained. And, that's not good for Libra, because you're all about balance. So, your world is changing and you are a bit more vulnerable than what you're used to being. But she still has these wands in her hand, 2 of them, just like a Libra would. This reminds me so much of Libra right now, because you guys are the balance scale. And she has a magic wand in each hand. So Libra, you're so magical that you need 2 magical wands. Not just 1, but 2. Especially in this vulnerable state of yours. So the universe is giving you these magical wands. Maybe it's the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, But we have this coming up right after the Page of Cups. So there's some sort of new beginning of emotionally that takes place, and then your world shifts. Your world shifts. And there's some sort of celebration of harmony that takes place emotionally and mentally and physically. So there's something to celebrate here, and you're celebrating transformation as well. You're celebrating the transformation of things in your life that are leaving that no longer serve you. The thing about the death card is that, I mean, I don't really ever see this as literal death. This is the Scorpio card. This is hidden energy. So we do have Capricorn and Scorpio here. And, you know, it's a rather interesting energy, Capricorn and Scorpio, to show up in your reading. So Libra, you know, and I don't mind dark energies because, I mean, I don't know, I'm just oddly comfortable with them. But I do see that you're fighting a rather dark battle, but I just hope that you don't hear that in a negative way, because it's better to get these dark energies handled now so that we can move on to the light, right? So that's probably why there's some completions in your reading as well. Scorpio is a rather mysterious energy. This is your second house. So I'm seeing that there's some sort of transformation, even here with the World card as well. A lot of transformation and change for you, Libra. A lot of endings coming up as well. And they might have something to do with your emotion, because Capricorn rules your 4th house and Scorpio is your 2nd house. So it might be finances in the home yet again coming up. Nonetheless, this is about certain things being reborn. This is you going through the rebirth process, Libra. This is you transforming. And this can be transformation taking place in all areas of your life. I see the light and dark of you, the balance that you have created between your light and dark transforming. So you're going to be possibly dealing with new darkness and new light. And that's a complete transformation. That's a complete rebirth. And, you know, your emotions could be reborn. The way that you feel inside, your mental can be reborn. And this is just a new beginning, a complete transformation there. And this is going to be different for all of you. But I do see that your world is transforming, because this is coming up right by the World card. And others of you might have a Scorpio in your world. You know, you might have been dealing with a rather dark Capricorn at first, and then after you get in touch with your emotion, because that's exactly what you need to do here. If this is you chained up in this card, the way out is through your emotion. So once you get back in touch with your emotion, your entire world shifts, which it needs to, and then there's a transformation right there coming up after that. So that's kind of where your foundation begins, Libra. It's kind of all about breaking free from these chains, okay? And it's hard to change when you're bound to something. So it's really more about freedom for you, Libra, the freedom to express, the freedom to change, and the freedom to celebrate and grow and transform. So let's move up your mountain a little bit here so that we can tie these energies in together. So we have the Ten of Cups again. So your home life and your emotional fulfillment is coming up very strongly because of Capricorn season. Capricorn energy is and that's so interesting for you, Libra, because Capricorns are not the most emotional energy that we could, speak about. They can be pretty earthy, and they can be pretty grounded. They're more so about work and more so about success. So they don't really take the time like maybe a water sign would or a fire sign would to feel things. So we do have your emotional fulfillment coming up. I see this as your emotional fulfillment, because the Ten of Cups is someone this card talks a lot about emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, harmony in the home life, So this is 10. This is a completion in the emotions. And this came up for you before. And it came up with the Ten of Wands. So, those burdens that you're chained to in the home life, those financial worries, it's coming up again. And this is also a completion. So this is the number 10. The number 10 is very powerful right now with the Capricorn season. So there's some sort of completion that needs to take place in a home. And, in order for something to complete, there's a beginning for every ending, is what I'm trying to say. And we put this Ten of Cups right here. So it's being validated by the Devil and the Page of Cups. So I do see that there's some sort of burden in the home life. And there's some sort of new emotional beginning that is taking place here as well. So you could feel chained to a certain living situation. You could be feeling very subconsciously emotional. Maybe you're not outward expressing, but you're supposed to, Libra. It's very important for you to express the emotional anguish that you're experiencing at home. Perhaps some of you want the Ten of Cups really bad with a certain person, or maybe by yourself, but it's being validated with this is not a happy energy, the devil there. So there's some sort of devil in the home life keeping you from celebrating this like beautiful rainbow. You know, we have this beautiful light rainbow energy, and we have this rather dark chained in energy. So there's some sort of subconscious hidden secret or something emotionally about the home life, and you want a new beginning. Perhaps this Page of Cups is symbolic for the new beginning that you would love. Like, you know, you don't want this devil energy anymore. You don't want to just, you know, the money thing and the subconscious thing and the earth thing and the ground. And maybe it's not so much about being grounded for you now, Libra, especially because you don't really have any earth energy like the pentacles. You have swords and you have cups, and you don't have any fire energy as well. So there may be some sort of passionate grounded energy that's missing from your reading. Some of you may be missing the passion. You know, this isn't a very passionate feeling. These people probably have a rather hard time feeling passionate and loved. So this Page of Cups is symbolic for the passion returning to a rather dark situation. And I do see that the way to beat this devil down here is through emotion, because we have two emotion cards clarifying the devil. So I think for so long you've been maybe hesitant and chained away from your emotion. You've been locked in a certain mental dark situation for a while, but when you introduce these cups to this situation, you move on to a greater change, which is the World and the Death card. So the way to beat that devil, your mountain has a lot to do with showering dark parts of you, Libra. You really need to sit alone with your darkness. That's what I did, and it helped me a lot. So often people try to hide what's dark about them, and they try to, you know, we beat ourselves up about our flaws and about what's wrong with us, when really those are the parts of us that we should really be paying emotionally attention to, because those are the parts of us that need the most emotional attention. It's the dark parts of us that were abandoned as children. You know, immediately as children, we are just told what not to do and what to do and what's right and what's wrong. And what people don't realize is happening to the children when that's going on is that you're literally conditioning those children to live in a box, you know. And that's why there's a lot of unhappy adults in this world, because they're carrying around this darkness and they're not doing anything about it. So spread the love to whatever those mental areas are for you, Libra. And I do believe that emotions will set you free from this dark energy, whatever that might mean. So we move on here. The middle of your reading is this Ten of Swords. So your mountain is very mental. Your mountain, your metaphorical mountain that you're climbing, your final boss is definitely with your own self, Libra. And it's definitely, I see, very mental. It's all about mental darkness for you, Libra. And it might be mental darkness that you figured you had a good hold on because you're the Libra, so you like to balance things. But, you know, make sure that you're balancing your emotions and your feelings and your mental health. This is mental health for you, Libra. And I do see that there's a few cards in your reading, few messages here about poor mental health. You know, I'm not sure if you're just maybe in your mind about a lot of things, or possibly, I'm just going to plug my computer in here, possibly just trapped inside mentally, experiencing some sort of mental anguish. But this is coming up right after the Ten of Cups, so there's some sort of emotional completion once again, and some sort of mental completion as well. So this is mental emotion, and I do see that your mountain has a lot to do with this energy because it's right in the middle. So there's the dark in your mind, but we also see the light. And one thing that I notice about the Ten of Swords is that there is water here. So if this is your mind, Libra, there's the dark, there's the cloudy, there's the light, and there's the very mountains. If you can take a closer look at that, there is mountains in this picture. And this is right in the middle of your reading. So there are the mountains that you need to climb. And you need to mentally heal yourself so that you can stand up and get these swords. This is like a lot of pain mentally, and a lot of whatever. It doesn't matter. This can be emotional pain that you're just thinking about. Pain often, you know, goes to the mind. And it's actually our brain that sends pain receptors, you know, to us. Some people are born without pain receptors, so they wouldn't even be able to feel this even if it was physical. So I do want you to know that emotional pain and any pain, it's very reliant on the mental. So I do feel that air signs go through a lot of pain, and it's harder for them because they don't necessarily know how to express it emotionally or passionately. So they're, for lack of a better explanation, they're just stuck with this mental pain. So it's very important for you as an air sign to figure out some sort of way to handle this creatively or passionately, or just find something that works for you, Libra, because we can't have you laying here with all these swords in your back, and we can't have you chained up to this dark energy either. So we laid the Ten of Swords right next here to the Ten of Cups, and I do see that this is being clarified by the Page of Cups and by the World. So I think that there's some sort of ending to a mental pain, and there's an ending to the lack of emotion. You start to see the light after you introduce yourself to these emotions with the Page of Cups. For some of you, the Page of Cups is symbolic for new emotion. For others of you, the Page of Cups is some sort of new love offer that is really, really enticing you. It's really, really fascinating. And it's like sometimes when new people enter our life, they just come with an energy that really just brings us out of this dark place. So you may have some sort of energy that comes into your life in January, in the beginning of February, that just completely, you're in awe about this magical person, and they actually, it's not that they distract you from your pain, but they help you with it, and they make you feel emotionally complete. Instead of chained and alone, they make you feel emotionally fulfilled, and they make you feel that your pain is conquerable. So whether this is a person or whether this is you, just, getting in touch with your emotional world. I do see that too, Libra, with the Page of Cups here and the World card, that you need to surround yourself with the emotion that you feel instead of avoiding it, because that's what created this mountain in the first place. That's what created this kind of painful situation here with the Ten of Swords. So I see that the mental pain and any pain that you're experiencing is changing, because it's hooked here to the World. But again, the way out of this is to feel that emotion that you were trying to feel here. This man was on his way to that water to heal himself, but he died before he could make it there. And that's metaphorical, Libra. You just have to mentally do this for yourself, especially because you're an air sign. So I do see that your mental pain is changing, and there's so many completions happening, and that's why there's a celebration and there's a transformation. So I see that these endings, they could have very well already be in place. And, you're just going to get in touch with some deep feelings that you hid in a very dark place for a very long, like you didn't even, I don't want you to feel bad about this, Libra, because I feel that you didn't even know they were there. You have been hiding them for so long that you didn't even know, you forgot. Sometimes when people go back and they go into their attic, and yeah, you put all those boxes there, but you forget what you boxed away. And so when you go back up there, you blow the cobwebs off, and wow, you found something that you've been looking for a very long time, or you found something that you didn't even know was in your attic or in your basement. So you may need to visit the attic and the basement of your mind. You might find some emotions there that were hidden a long time ago. You might find feelings that you didn't know you had, and you might find pain that you were carrying around that needs to be released and celebrated mentally. But I do see your mental world is changing, your emotional world is changing and transforming, and this pain is going to be celebrated instead of hidden, which is beautiful to see. So, I feel like there's just a little bit more here with this Page of Cups and this Ten of Swords in this World. You definitely need some sort of emotional healing after all this mental pain and anxiety that you've been going through for maybe years. Who knows how long these emotions have been existing. I mean, for each cup here, there's a sword in your heart and back and spine. So it's like for every time that you hid away your emotions in a dark place, it was just stabbing you right in the back. Perhaps you've been stabbed in the back emotionally by people, places, and things in your world. But I do see certain completions happening. And then we have the Empress card. And this is your card, Libra. This is the Venus card. We can see the Venus symbol right there. And this card talks about abundance. This card is a very loving and nurturing card. This is kind of like the Emperor, but the female version. So it's kind of your opposite. You know, and Taurus is your opposite sign because it's ruled by and Taurus is here as well. So I do see Taurus very strongly. I see a lot. Well, we have all the earth signs in your reading, Libra. We have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So there's something there with the earth signs with Libra. But this Empress here, all about abundance and happiness and love. This is the fertility card as well. So for those of you who are trying to impregnate someone or become pregnant, this is very fertile energy. And it's interesting. I feel for the most part that this is coming up for, because I lay it right here by this Ten of Swords, and it goes right here above the world and the death. So I feel that this is, for most of you, symbolic for the love returning in your life after you get in. These are loving emotions, right? And this is very painful here, this Ten of Swords. But this Ten of Swords is surrounded by loving energy. We have the Ten of Swords here. I hope you can see it, Libra. And then we have a lovely Ten of Cups on this side. And then we have the Empress here. So I see that either you're going to surround yourself, you're going to surround your pain with love. And what a beautiful way to handle that. That's the way to get through this, is to love those parts of you that feel hurt. And this may be loving individuals around you. It may be your mother that helped you through this, because this is the mother, just as it's symbolic for fertility. Well, the reason why it's symbolic for fertility is because it's the mother. This is the mother of the tarot deck. So your very own mother could be helping you with this mental pain, or you could be a mother helping your own child with mental pain. But there's some sort of pain in your life that needs love. It's mental and emotional pain, and it's also love that you need to surround yourself with after these completions. And that's why you're shown here being surrounded by all these good energies as well, because you're quite vulnerable, I'm seeing, Libra, and not vulnerable in a bad way, but you just need to show yourself. You need to make yourself naked. Don't hide anything about yourself. That's what we see when we're naked in tarot, is that you're coming as you are. You're ready to show everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the pretty. So I do see you transforming. A lot of love needs to enter your world. You need to surround yourself with loving, positive vibes and celebratory energies. Not the woe and the no, not the low and the woe. You need to really uplift yourself, because it's been a hard time for you, Libra. I have no idea how long you guys have been dealing with this energy, but it's time to climb this mountain for one last time, to love yourself in areas that you haven't been loved in possibly years. Love strongly needs to enter your world. Love will transform you if you love your emotion, because the death card is Scorpion, and Scorpios can even be a little bit cold emotionally. Instead of seeing this in a dark way, because a lot of people see this death card in a really dark way, but where there's also a lot of positivity in this card as well. I mean, transformation is a very positive thing. And so, you need to see these dark emotions, because Scorpio is all about what's hidden. So I do see that you've hidden your emotions. Some of you may have even hidden emotions about, someone may have passed away, and you might have tried to be that Libra, that strong mental Libra. You guys are always trying to be so mentally strong. And I do see that, you need to add love there to your life. You need to let all these emotions out. The hidden emotion is what changed you in the beginning. So you need to let these emotions out, ways that you've kept in that you feel it's time to let them out and feel them so that your world can change. And you need to just spread love and receive love, Libra, because that's the way that you're going to conquer this kind of transforming. Your whole world is transforming. Love can do that to a person. So let's move on up here to your mountain, and then we have the Taurus card. This could be you learning new things. This can be you really grounding yourself in the new things that you're, and this is you acting a little bit more like your opposite, because we do have your two opposites here. This is a very strong Taurus energy as well. Some of you may be very well with Tauruses, and it's just for others of you who can't, you can't identify with a Taurus, then this is you and your opposite, because Taurus is your opposite because they're ruled by Venus, and so are you. And then the Empress is almost like the Aries card, and Aries is opposite of you. So what that shows me is that, it may benefit you, or maybe perhaps during this mountain, you're going to really feel like a different person. You're going to really be surrounded by energies that, and the thing about energies that are opposing you or that are different from you, there's like a secret harmony that you can find in those, in those energies as well. Just because someone's different from you, it doesn't mean that they're bad for you. It might help you. I do see that there needs to be some sort of drastic change. Something that's just out of the blue for you, Libra. You're really wanting some sort of change that's very different from what you've experienced for the last 6 years. You're really needing it, Libra, and that's what's going to help you shake up this mental energy. Perhaps you've just been thinking the same thoughts over and over again, and they've just turned dark. You've been dealing with energies that are just the same. It's the same old thing every day, and you just need to shake that up and travel outside your comfort zone and learn a new trait, something that's gonna shake up your mental status a little bit. I think that's a great way. And if I was an air sign, I think that's how air signs deal with things, is they just put themselves in new situations so that they are taking in new mental information. And it's as easy as this. When you're thinking something dark, or when your mind can't stop thinking of some sort of dark situation, what do people do? They try to distract themselves, right? They try to put themselves or watch something positive on TV. So it's whatever is comfortable for you, Libra. As a cardinal sign, you're not that comfortable with change, especially mental change. So you're gonna have to get creative with this and find some sort of something that works for you individually, because you're a very significant Libra. You're very unique. So that's going to be up to you, Libra. And it's interesting that I'm seeing these two people chained down here, and for some reason Spirit is showing me that let's just hold these cards up together. We got a Capricorn and a Taurus here, and here these people are chained. But here, and see the figure in the middle, there's a figure in the middle. Except for this is a manipulative figure, and this is someone who's actually teaching you, has great advice. This could be you. This could be you. This could be you when you were in a dark place, when you were manipulative and controlling, or someone was manipulative and controlling you. And this could be you in a more, you might be teaching someone about the darkness, or coming out, because we really encourage that, Libra. You should really come out and speak about these kind of energies so that you might help someone. This is someone who is teaching. And then these men down here are no longer chained. They're actually listening. Instead of being manipulated, they're actually facing this person now. Instead of facing away from it, they can see now. And that's why they're not facing us. Or there could be two people in your life, Libra, because there's these two men down here, and then this figure in the middle, and you could be teaching two people or something here with these two men and these two keys down here as well. It's almost as if those keys were the key to these locks down here. So you have, by the top of your mountain, you have found the keys, and it's like maybe you set someone free. Maybe you had the key. Maybe the key was something that you're learning and teaching, and you were able to set someone free, and possibly yourself free through your own mental knowledge, because this is all about learning something. This is all about tradition. So it's very interesting here. It might even be a Taurus that helps you with this darkness, but we lay this Hierophant card here right in the middle of this Ten of Swords and Ten of Cups. So after this emotional completion and after this mental completion, we have this learning opportunity. So I see that you learn something traditional about emotion. You learn something new. You're looking at it from a new point of view. Instead of hiding what you know, you're actually teaching what you know, and you're being honored and respected for the knowledge. Isn't that lovely, Libra? I feel that that's so Libra. Libras are, they're at their best when they're being admired, and when someone's proud of them for the mental strength that they have, right? So it's sort of like a teacher. So when you're able to teach people something, and when you're being of service to people mentally, you're feeling better. So you can take all that you've learned, and I see that you've learned quite a bit about your mind and about your emotion, right? So you can take all that you've learned through this journey, this mental journey, and this emotional journey, and you can become some sort of emotional teacher. So this could be like therapy, or a college professor, or you could just be like me. I didn't go to school, but I have my own YouTube channel where I try to spread emotional knowledge, and I try to spread all these otherworldly knowledges. So Libra, This could be very true for you. You could start a YouTube channel, or you could start some sort of platform. You need some sort of grounded platform, some sort of stable platform to spread the knowledge of what you've been through. It's all about your journey, and it's all about traditionally speaking out about what you've learned. And then we have this card, the Hermit card. So this is someone in isolation. The Hermit, we think of the Hermit card, and you could think of the hermit crab, someone who literally goes inside themselves and hides. Some of you Libras may be hermits. You might stay at home a lot, so this is like self-teaching, I want to say. This is like teaching yourself. So you might not be teaching others. And this is the mutable earth sign and the fixed earth sign. So you want to be, this is a lot of grounded energy. So I do see that, especially because Libra doesn't have any pentacles in their reading, you definitely want to ground yourself. And the passion that's missing from your reading can be accessed through the heart. So you want to return the passion to your world, and you want to transform the passion that you've been lacking. And you want to ground yourself stably. And you also want to be open to new grounded change, because the Virgo card here is all about mutable grounded change. So you could be changing your home foundation or your emotional foundation. So this is the need to become grounded again, Libra. You're going to become more grounded as you move up this mountain. And we're almost to the top of your mountain here. So I do see that this is self-teaching. You're going to be teaching your own self. If you're not teaching others, you're going to be learning a lot about your own solitude, and maybe learning, hey, it's not so bad to be alone. It's not so bad. I have my own inner light. So this is like these cards together. I don't know if I've ever seen these cards together, but I'm feeling a lovely energy with them. And it's like the more that you spent alone, perhaps all this energy, the Ten of Swords and all this, the what we've talked about, perhaps you were alone during it all, Libra. And then towards the top of your mountain, you're really proud of yourself. For some of you, you're really proud of yourself for accomplishing this mountain on your own. And you've really, really learned a lot about your own knowledge and about your own wisdom, your own mental strength. This is also a very mental energy with the Virgo card here. So I see that you're very, very wise, Libra, and you're wise enough to teach, and you're wise enough to be on your own and in your own solitude, okay? And you need to protect your inner light here. So we have this Hierophant back here with the Ten of Cups, teaching about the completions. Well, I just think that you learn a lot from this mental journey and from this emotional journey. And, you did go through this pain alone, and, this is also loving yourself. The way to beat this Ten of Swords in the middle of your reading is to love yourself. And, sometimes after a lot of pain, it's best for us to just retreat into our own world, like this Hermit card, and spend some time loving ourselves, spend some time reflecting on the pain that we've been through. The more that you reflect on the pain that you've been through, the more that you're going to learn about this journey and about this mountain. And I do see that as very powerful. This here is a very powerful energy here. You become very grounded in this journey. The love becomes grounded. The pain and the love. I do see a lot of, this is definitely Libra, because there's pain on one end and love on another. And, I do see that there's a strong need here to love yourself in your own solitude. So we have the top of your mountain here, Libra. And we have the Aquarius card. This is the Star card. So this is all about your wishes. This is all about your dreams and your hopes. And this is having faith in you. So it's so beautiful that at the top of your mountain, you kept the faith. And if you do this, Libra, if you do this and you fight this mountain, and if you fight this final boss, the top of your mountain is the star. You are the star. And it's like Aquarius, there's healing that takes place with this water being poured, and you want to follow your North Star of destiny. I love that this is at the top of your reading, because it's this star, and the star is there the whole time, right when you're down here, even with the Devil energy. You can look to this North Star to guide you and guide your way to your dreams and your hopes and your wishes, and it's almost as if you reach them at the top of this mountain by the end of January. Come February, you ground yourself in the wishes that you have, because we have the wish card right in the middle of this Taurus and this Virgo card. So I see that you have a lot of grounded wishes and dreams and hopes and faith in a situation. And we also have mountains in the back, and you see how far away they are from her now. So it's almost as if This is literally when you climb this mountain. And you know, here you are naked again as well. So it's almost as if now you're comfortable with being vulnerable. And it's okay, because being vulnerable and being this emotional figure is exactly what's got you through this mountain. So I see that you're watering yourself, the emotion, you know, I see groundedness here as well. And it's almost as if your wishes are you're going to be teaching about them or learning a lot more about what you really hope and dream. And I feel that that all is surrounded by self-love, healing this pain on your own. You know, instead of needing anyone else, now you can do it on your own. And the bottom of your deck is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is a very slow moving energy. So, and then we have the King of Cups here. So where before you were being stolen from mentally, because we do have this here. I mean, you're very mentally trapped here. I see, you know, this is a decision that is just being taken from you and taken from you. This is air energy, very mental. And then we have the Mercury card, which is also mental. And then we have the Tower card underneath that. But underneath all that is spiritual, the spirituality. And the Nine of Cups with a wish coming true again. So you have 2 wish cards here. So you want to honor the light in the dark, you know, as things are falling down mentally with you. And you want to make sure that you're, you know, these decisions that you have to make aren't being stolen from you. Even though these emotions are moving very slowly, these are very slow emotions, especially for you, Libra, because maybe you're not super comfortable with dealing with those emotions. And that's what I see there in your reading. Just know that that's kind of an underlying energy there. So I am going to get a card for you to reveal to you. Oh, all right. Wow. Understanding. This card has come out a lot for people. So this is literally Spirit. Spirit is very much coming through. I believe Virgo and Leo got this card as well. I'm not sure if that means anything to you guys. This is the 43 card. So it's 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. So this is understanding you, Libra. You are the 7th house. Hello. Can't forget that you're the 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So it's very important for you to be understood in your relationships and in your partnerships. So I feel that this is a secretive energy that's hidden. The whole point of pulling this card for you was to reveal to you a certain hidden energy in your reading. So, you know, this is a very understanding energy. This is surrendering to your emotions. You see, I told the same thing to Virgo. See the water behind her? She's on land and she's grounded, but she's surrendering to the emotion behind her. And look at the light. Look at the light that is coming from within. When you give in to the feelings, you know, it's not good to hide the feelings that we feel, because we're going to feel them anyway, Libra. And we want to take care of our mental health, right? Because we need you very mentally strong. So there's a hidden energy of understanding. I believe Libra is in a very understanding position. Secretly, you might not feel very understood, but the more and more that you embrace your emotion, the more light you're going to feel, the more enlightened you're going to feel, the more wise you're going to feel about your emotion. You have to let the emotion from your chest just kind of radiate out, and it will help you during this mountain. So here is your mountain, Libra. I hope you were able to see it very well. I hope the lighting was well. If you have any questions, Libra, I have all my information listed below. My social media, my email. I am doing personal readings now. So if any of you feel led to donate to my channel or to reach out to me for a personal reading, I'd be more than happy to do that. So I have the PayPal information below. I'd love for you to email me. We could work something out depending on what kind of reading you would like personally. I'm very, very flexible and very, very, you know, passionate about this. So I don't really have any guidelines or strict rules or anything like that. So I'm open to any conversation, especially with you guys, Libra. So I wish you all the best on this last mountain that you are climbing, Libra. I have all the faith in you, and you need to have faith in yourself as well. So other than that, I would appreciate any comments below, any emails, anything like that, guys. I'm always here for you. And I'll talk to you in your February videos next month. Bye, Libra.